I've showcased quite a bit of monitors on my channel over the years, and today I have another awesome monitor that I think is great if you are a Mac user. This is the BenQ MA270U monitor, and this is their latest monitor added to the lineup, and I want to give a quick shout out to BenQ for sending this out for me to review. So what makes this monitor any different from any other monitor that you could pick up? Well, this monitor, for the most part, is pretty similar to a lot of their line, from the photography line to their design line. Pretty much any BenQ monitor you've seen, a lot of those features are in here. But what they have added to this, which I think is awesome, is an emphasis on Apple products that I think go hand in hand when using a MacBook Pro or any other Apple computer product. The main driving force behind this is their Display Pilot 2 software that helps kind of sync up between your monitor and your MacBook Pro or your Mac Studio. Essentially what this software does is it allows you to tether the settings that you're using on your MacBook Pro with the monitors. So for example, if I want to adjust my brightness levels, all I need to do is adjust my brightness levels how I would on my MacBook Pro monitor, and it's going to automatically adjust to this monitor as well. Same thing goes with the audio functions. If I want to use the internal speakers on this, I can adjust my volume settings using the Apple keyboard, which typically is not a feature that you can do on most monitors. Here's a breakdown of the specs of this monitor. This is a 27-inch 16:9 IPS panel with 4K resolution up to 60 Hz. It has a 1200:1 contrast ratio, and the display has a max output of 400 nits, which I think is more than plenty in most situations. It covers 99% sRGB and 97% DCI P3. On the back, you have two HDMI 2.0 ports, a USB Type A port, a USB Type C port that delivers 15 watts of power, and the USB-C port that delivers 90 watts of power, and this is where your connectivity is going to come from. On the underside of the display, you have the power button, your 5-way controller, which adjusts all of your settings, another USB Type A port for charging devices, and a headphone jack. The built-in speakers in this are Trevolo speakers, which I don't really like monitor speakers ever. The audio doesn't sound full at all. It's incredibly flat, but I think if you're in a situation where you just need to hear something real quick, they're kind of perfect for that. However, one of the things that makes these monitors a little more usable is the fact that you can adjust your speaker level using your keyboard as opposed to having to actually go in the settings of the monitor to adjust it. The build quality itself is kind of your standard BenQ build. It's mostly plastic, but with a lot of sturdy metal parts within the inside of the stand. I really like this stand. It goes up and down pretty far. You have your full articulating swivel on there, so you can use this as a vertical monitor if you want. And down here you have this pad that kind of acts as like a cushion for setting your MacBook Pro on it if you want to just work from this screen and set your MacBook down here. It kind of just has a rubber texture behind plastic, so it's not the nicest looking thing, but overall this monitor does look sleek. I do like this silver looks, especially whenever you are using this in an open desk the way I am, where you can see the back of the monitor. It just kind of gives it that Apple feel a little bit, which is obviously the intent of this monitor, and I think it looks pretty nice. Now, one of the main selling points of this monitor is the fact that it has that P3 color gamut. That's supposed to help look more like your MacBook Pro screen, but I think that the colors are incredibly accurate, and I've had some really good results when video editing with it. Overall, this monitor is great. I've had no issues with it, and I think from just a standard monitor standpoint, it's kind of the perfect everyday monitor, but there are some issues with the Display Pilot 2 software and that syncing between the brightness levels and all of that I've noticed that are kind of annoying. Now, with Display Pilot 2, you can adjust your brightness levels by just hitting up or down on the brightness of your keyboard. However, there is a major issue within the software, and it's the fact that as soon as you close the shell of your MacBook Pro, you can no longer control your brightness settings using your keyboard. I don't know what this is, if it's just a software issue that can be fixed with a firmware update, but if you're only using the 27-inch monitor and you're not using your MacBook Pro monitor at all, you no longer have brightness control. You have to go into the settings physically from Display Pilot 2 or from the button at the bottom of the monitor to adjust your brightness levels. This is just kind of an annoying thing because the whole point of this monitor is for it to flow seamlessly between your Apple products, and that's just one of those things that I think can probably be fixed with firmware, but just something that's kind of annoying that I've noticed about it. Overall, I think that this is the perfect monitor for anyone who is video editing, photo editing, graphic designing, or just doing everyday tasks. Does it replace the studio display? I don't think so, but from a price standpoint, I think they are in totally different leagues. This, at the time of filming, only runs $459 USD. The studio display is going to be at the cheapest like $1,500 and up to $2,000. So I think that if you're someone who needs more tethered features between their display and their MacBook Pro, this is going to be a great option for you. I think that BenQ really crushed it with the pricing of this monitor because for under $500, you really are getting a lot within this. I've been using this monitor for about 2 months now, and I think I'll continue to use it as my daily monitor. I have yet to run into an issue where it doesn't suit my needs, and hopefully it suits your needs the same way. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks again to BenQ for sending this monitor out for review. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts on this monitor in the comments. I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.